Welcome to Milestone Moments, the show where we explore the journeys that lead to success. I'm Sheila Slick, your host and founder of 5 Milestones. In every episode, we will bring you insights from the minds of entrepreneurs, leaders, and experts who will share not just their expertise, but the milestone moments that have reshaped their journeys and led to significant achievements. So if you're looking for motivation, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and discover the milestones that mark the path to success. Welcome to another episode of Milestone Moments in Business and Leadership. I'm Sheila Slick, your host. And today, my special guest is Dr. Patricia Petralba. Dr. Petralba is founder of Thrive Life Center, an integrative medicine wellness center in Tucson, Arizona, and is the head coach of Revive and Thrive program, serving women globally. She is a board-certified physician, trained in family medicine from the University of Pittsburgh, and a graduate of integrative medicine fellowship from the University of Arizona. She is passionate about sharing her knowledge that transforms lives in a holistic and sustainable way so that highly ambitious women can perform without the burnout and feel fulfilled in all areas of their life. Welcome to the show, Dr. Petralba.
Hi, Sheila. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for joining me today. Can you tell us about a specific moment or an experience that led you down this career path?
Specific moments, I feel like it's a stack of multiple ones, but the most impactful moment would be maybe when I graduated medical school and completely burned out.
Oh,
And here I am wanting to find the holy grail of how to heal people, hopefully cancer, because it runs very high in my family. Yeah, I felt like I didn't have the knowledge, the embodiment, how to really help people in a more deeper way. Like I could give you a diagnosis, I could write orders for labs and imaging and give you prescription. But after that, it's like, did we really heal you or did we just minimize the symptom? Did we get to the root cause? So that was kind of the moment where I'm like, I'm not even feeling alive myself with what I know. So there's got to be a different path.
so why do you think so many people, specifically women, they struggle with burnout, their health? And what are some of the symptoms that can help you identify, am I burnt out?
Yeah, great question. So burnout can be very insidious, especially if you're a highly driven woman. It can be as simple as you're irritable. It's hard for you to sleep or maintain sleep, and then hard to lose weight. You don't feel turned on as much with your relationships or even with life. And then certainly, it can show up in the body where the hormones act up, whether that's PMS, infertility, or a very hard menopause. And I think, it's multifactorial why women tend to burn out. But one of it is we operate in a system where we don't lean on and trust how we're made. What I mean by that is by biology, how we are designed is to be cyclical, seasonal, compared to male biology, which is very linear. Like they can just go, 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 go. Unlike us, we have like from menarche, menstrual, pregnancy, menopause, and we shift so much. Even within one cycle of our menstrual cycle, we have our menstruation when we feel our energy drops. We feel a bit of increase of energy in our luteal phase, follicular and then ovulation peak. We feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so beautiful. I can do 10 million things. And then we go down to luteal, which is the drop of the hormones, or when we're pregnant and we need to slow down. What happens is we tend to compare or have this pressure on us to perform similar to our male coworkers, co-founders, whatever. And women needs that pause. Women needs that up and down cycling. And so basically, I think we just operate in a man's biology, time and energy management. And that just doesn't work out. So the moment we can really embrace how we're made, we shine, like without guilt or shame, with saying, I'm having a hot flash right now, need to step out, maybe drop everything. Because I know when I really listen to my body, I can create even more than most of you guys.
I'm curious. So you're basing it almost on a gender right now. How about age? Does that have an influence? Is burnout based on what you're doing, your activities? Or is it that these hormones, I know they change, throughout your life and your ages, and you have these stages. So would you say you're more prone physically just because you're at a specific point in your life?
I think it can encompass at all ages. It's still, so burning out is essentially you are giving more output than recovery. You are more, because stress is not a bad thing, but chronic sustained stress without recovery, that's when you burn out. So whatever how your mindset is around the guilt, the shame, or the expectations to not stop could be your driving force on why you're burning out. So whether it's you can't even celebrate the harvest after summer season in your business, like, wow, I made a lot of cash. And this season, instead of celebrating the harvest on fall, you still want to keep reproducing that spring and summer. So simple answer is I don't think it's age based. I think it's a lot of it is mindset and your ability to really listen to what your body and mind needs.
So that was my next question. How do we prevent it and identify it, right? We need to identify and prevent.
Yeah. I mean, I have many frameworks how to be more conscious before it actually happens. One of my favorite formula is called the love formula. So first is we need to know how to listen, to check in, to scan our own energy from mind, body, spirit. So deeply listening to the messages that our mind, body, spirit is actually expressing. So for a woman, it could be like what I was saying, like the sleep, the hormones. Like if you really check in, what does that mean? Because the symptoms aren't the problem. They're actually trying to be the solution. So the disease is the communication to you to evaluate however you're doing, whatever you're doing is not working out. And then that's the L, the love formula. L is listening, O is objectivity. So meaning, how can I be objective finding out the root cause of what I'm going through? So even with business, right? Like I can't just rely on intuition and listening. How can I measure it? So for physical health, you want labs. For business, you want the numbers or the metrics and whatever statistics that you need. And it will help you clarify what is. And then V is vulnerability. Like you have to have a muscle of vulnerability to really feel what you need to feel. What I mean by that, a lot of people want to just skip to the solution. Like, I just want to feel better. I just don't want to be depressed. Like, you feeling happy without really digesting why did you get depressed in the first place, and detoxify those tears and maybe journal it out or maybe dance it out, whatever it is that you actually needed to feel, whatever you need to feel, the vulnerability will help you get to the last, which is E, the inner visionary. Like a CEO will always see the best case scenario. So you being the CEO of your body, if you had the diagnosis of hypertension, cancer, whatever, menopause that's so terrible, or whatever's happening in your business, if you're able to go through LOV, you can really see the vision in the best case scenario. So that's kind of how I would prevent burnout. Like that's like usually my framework.
So you use frameworks. What else do you use? What are other strategies or solutions that you provide your clients?
I would say it's case to case. But that's one. Like my framework is mind, body, spirit. And then the love framework, it could be also conscious and unconscious mind, because we operate from a 90% subconscious mindset. And so how can we release all those subconscious programming? And this is where, you know, how a woman recognizes like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, but I can't say no. I just can't say no to this client, even though, you know, you're not enjoying it anymore, but you're so wired to being a people pleaser. And so even though you're conscious of that already, but your subconscious is still in control, then sometimes we do a different type of exercises, how to rewire the brain and really exercise the muscle of boundaries.
So this is what you mean when you describe a natural and sustainable way of healing.
One of it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to in the question. I don't know if I framed it correctly. So it was, what are some of the strategies you use, you know, when you describe that you help them with their health and the burnout and healing in a natural and sustainable way?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, as long as you know what the root cause is and you're willing to work through it, you change the fruit, because that's how sustainable is. Like you start from the root before it even becomes like you change the whole system.
So do you offer specific programs? Do you have books, or are you one-to-one?
So I do group, I do like self-paced courses for the online. Like now I'm running my 14-day self-love challenge, which is like a journaling challenge and meditation challenge to activate the highest frequency of healing, which is love. So those are 14 days. I also have like a group coaching called Healing Academy, where we go through the Thriving Life Framework, the mind, body, spirit medicine. And yes, absolutely, I work one-on-one, which is kind of majority of who I serve, like CEOs to high-performing women, like really wants to deepen their understanding. How can they perform better in all areas of their life?
Interesting. So what is your next milestone?
Great question. I feel like an expansion of a second brick and mortar. We're in the process of, I'm going to retire my husband from his practice and he'll join me. We're going to be like not just marketed on women, but also for men. He's also a holistic provider. So we're excited about that. Like we're on our way to me absorbing him, hiring him.
Make sure you don't stress him out, or you'll have the proper techniques. So where can my listeners learn more about the programs that you offer? Because they are global, so I'm imagining you do have a lot that are online.
Yeah. So people can find me in my website, thrivewithdrpatricia.com, or in my Facebook group, The Thriving Woman, where I host free online retreats around every month to every 2 months. I don't hold back, even if it's free. I go deep. So yeah, they can join my free community.
Can you offer my listeners one specific tip so they can implement, take action right away?
I think it's immersing ourselves in the five elements, meaning with nature, because we're surrounded with artificial air, artificial light, artificial ground, processed water, meaning not in natural containers. Again, because we are made of nature. And even if it's like just after one client, you step out, have some sunlight, ground your feet, drink a live water. Sometimes that's enough. Just reconnecting what you're made of will really help you feel more alive, productive, and happy.
So, what are the five elements? Can you repeat them?
Air, light, water, earth, metals. So that's why minerals are also very good to, make sure that's part of your diet.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
And thank you to all of the listeners for joining in on another episode of Milestone Moments in Business and Leadership.